Господи, помилуй, там, людей помилуй, да, чтобы все живы были.
A convoy of vehicles belonging to Russia's Ministry of Defense was destroyed in a traffic accident and subsequent fire, according to reports from the Astra outlet. The incident occurred on the M4 highway near the city of Yelets, where the military convoy was in transit. 7 vehicles were reportedly destroyed in the blaze. Among the burned vehicles were an Akhmat armored car, 5 UAZ utility vehicles, and a truck. One person sustained injuries as a result of the crash. According to available information, the accident occurred when the lead vehicle in the convoy collided with a civilian truck. As a result, the vehicles following behind were unable to stop in time and crashed into one another. Militarny previously reported that in the Russia's Bashkortostan region, a truck carrying armored personnel carriers captured in Ukraine overturned in a traffic accident. Following the collision, the truck veered off the road into a ditch and flipped onto its side. 2 people were injured. A Kia vehicle also went off the road into a ditch. Strike drones attacked the production workshop of Veneer Progress in the city of Cheboksary, Chuvash Republic. The drones hit the production workshop where electronic components are manufactured, causing a fire. The attack on Veneer Progress was confirmed directly by the head of the Republic, Oleg Nikolaev, who announced the rapid deployment of services to contain the fire. The company is a leading manufacturer of Kometa antennas, which are widely used on Russian drones. It is part of the ABS Electro-Manufacturing Group. The enterprise specializes in producing GNSS receivers and antennas compatible with satellite navigation systems such as GLONASS, GPS, and GALILEO. Among their products are Kometa-type modules, extensively utilized in drones, including kamikaze drones like Shahed, as well as in missiles for the Iskander-M, caliber complexes, and advanced UMPK precision guidance kits. Additionally, the factory manufactures electrical equipment, including automatic circuit breakers, relays, and contactless modules, which are supplied to the Russian Navy, notably for the Yasin-M-class nuclear submarines. Beyond this, the company develops integrated hardware and software solutions for shipbuilding, energy, and heavy industry sectors, offering SCADA systems, programmable electric drives, and SDR radios. The plant's profile also includes the production of applied computer equipment, electronic modules, and integrated microelectronic components. As the head of the Republic additionally noted, production in this building was reportedly halted following a previous attack in June of this year. On June 9, 2025, strike drones targeted the workshops of VNIIR Progress, after which the Republic's governor announced the suspension of the enterprise's operations, allegedly to ensure the safety of workers. At that time, the strike was carried out by 2 AN-196 Lyuty drones, which flew approximately 975 kilometers from the state border of Ukraine and struck the facility. In Sergiev Posad, near Moscow, a drone strike hit a power substation, causing partial blackouts in the city. Multiple explosions were heard. Ukraine launched a drone attack on the Sergiev Posad district near Moscow early on Friday, injuring 1 person and leaving parts of the religiously significant center without power, the head of the district said. "I ask everyone to remain calm, not to approach the windows, not to photograph the work of the air defense," Oksana Yerakanova wrote in a post on the Telegram messaging app. She said that at least 4 explosions were recorded in the district, some 75 kilometers from the Kremlin, and that a power substation was damaged, leaving swaths of the district without electricity. The district's administrative center, the town of Sergiev Posad, is considered the religious center of the Moscow region and a spiritual heart of Russia's Orthodox Church. The city's monastery, the Trinity Lavra of Saint Sergius, that was founded in the 14th century, is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Russian troops are complaining about Ukrainian drones over occupied Horlivka. Entire swarms are flying in, torching vehicles and heavy equipment.
But where do the drones fly over to Horlivka? Do they arrive specifically at the outskirts?
Well, mostly yes, because they are looking for targets on the outskirts, Any vehicles that can be identified as military, like Nivas, Patriots, these are Buhankas. All these vehicles are immediately destroyed. Here's heavy equipment destroyed. That is, there's a tank there, PS damaged.
Naturally, it is unlikely it was done with just one drone. It was probably either a swarm of drones working or something heavier, like a UAV. And here, just the other day, our vehicle was driving. It was our sergeant moving. A drone hit the vehicle, but it burned with incendiary mix. Both the driver and the staff sergeant survived.
Right here?
The vehicle, yes, upon being hit by a drone, lost control, crashed into a store, and the store exploded.
Listen, many burnt cars, right?
KUDs, they're always being stretched. These are the ones that couldn't be removed in time, because if they all stood there, traffic would stop.
Border Guard drone pilots from the Phoenix unit carried out a successful strike operation in Donetsk region, destroying a D-30 howitzer, a 120mm mortar, a truck, 6 FPV ambush setups, Russian fortifications, and eliminating around 10 Russian soldiers. Drone pilots from Ukraine's Phoenix unit, part of the Border Guard service, have become a critical force on the front lines. Specializing in FPV kamikaze and reconnaissance drones, they operate close to enemy positions, targeting Russian vehicles, bunkers, and infantry with pinpoint precision. Their footage often captures direct hits, boosting morale and providing vital intelligence. Phoenix teams work day and night, navigating electronic warfare to strike deep behind Russian lines and support Ukrainian assaults with real-time targeting data. American representatives commented on the attacks on Kyiv. Don Bacon and Joe Wilson responded to the attacks on Kyiv overnight. Bacon calls for a shift in policy and states, "We and our allies must arm Ukraine to the teeth, and we need the toughest sanctions. Putin is mocking you and America. Mr. President, your policy towards Russia is not working. While we negotiate, Putin bombs Ukrainian cities. Here is Kyiv today. It is time to change strategy. We and our allies must arm Ukraine to the teeth, and we need the toughest sanctions. Putin is mocking you and America." As Americans begin to enjoy the sounds of fireworks in celebration of our nation's independence, war criminal Putin, who is losing his pathetic war, resorts to scorched earth tactics across Ukrainian cities that predate Moscow's existence. With rapid stock assessment, I am confident the Department of Defense will advance President Trump's objectives stated at The Hague to send additional air defense and approved weapons to help stop this absolute depravity, as allies have and must continue doing at a rapid pace. Armed with cheap Iranian and North Korean weapons, Putin delights in firebombing sleeping families and will continue his imperialist perversions until he is stopped. Russia aims to involve the engineering troops of the Lao People's Armed Forces in demoning operations in the Kursk region. According to the Defense Intelligence of the Ministry of Defense of Ukraine, Moscow is actively pursuing this plan. In addition to recruiting mercenaries from African and Asian countries, as well as North Korean units, the Kremlin is exploring ways to draw so-called partner nations into the conflict under the pretext of carrying out humanitarian projects in Russian regions bordering Ukraine. Laos is the latest country Russia is attempting to pull into the war, the Main Directorate of Intelligence of Ukraine reported. According to Main Directorate of Intelligence, the Kremlin is currently organizing the deployment of a combined engineering unit of the Lao People's Armed Forces to conduct demining operations in the Kursk region of the Russian Federation. It is noted that, given Laos's significant dependence on external aid, the Lao leadership is initially willing to send up to 50 combat engineer soldiers to Russia to assist with demining efforts in the Kursk region. Additionally, Laos is providing free assistance to the Russian Federation by conducting rehabilitation programs for wounded Russian servicemen who participated in combat operations against Ukraine, the Main Directorate of Intelligence of Ukraine reported. Russia, under the guise of humanitarian rhetoric, is attempting to legitimize the presence of a foreign military contingent on its territory, effectively using it to support combat operations against Ukraine. The Main Directorate of Intelligence of Ukraine stated, Russia and Laos maintain stable but predominantly one-sided military relations. Laos receives equipment and training, while Russia uses this cooperation to demonstrate its presence in the region and reinforce its image as a global player. Despite formal friendship, the Lao army remains poorly equipped, and the country has limited defense resources. The cooperation is more symbolic and demonstrative rather than of strategic significance. However, Lao forces may agree to send a limited contingent to the Kursk region in exchange for new deliveries of defense equipment to the country. As previously reported, North Korea decided to send at least 6,000 servicemen to Russia, who are expected to arrive in the Kursk region.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week at 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.